Hey you guys, and I want to thank you for taking an interest in EliteGlobalOptions.com. Now, I wanted to create this video basically to explain some things about the company and how it works behind the scenes. So I hope this video answers all your questions and helps you further yourself within this company. Now, a few of the pages that you're going to want to know are EliteGlobalOptions.com/reps. You're definitely going to want to sign up to that area because it links you to a bunch of other information as far as test calls, surveys, how to become a referral agent, and more. Your referral agent is your first point of contact. Always, always, always. That's your first point of contact. Before you contact support, you want to reach out to your referral agent. And then if they suggest that you contact support, or they'll let you know what to do from there. If you want to understand everything about this company, please visit www.eliteGlobalOptions.com/refer. And if you watch those 3 videos, I promise you there's not a question about this company that you won't know. Now, I first want to talk about the email system. Now, we work on an autoresponder system, meaning it's set up through your email. That way you get calls automatically to your email, and it's based on how well you perform. So when you successfully complete calls, you get more calls. The more calls you do, the faster you do them, the more details you are, you can get more calls. The reason we are doing it between an email system versus on our website is because then the calls will be accessible to everybody, and that's not the way we work. We basically reward those who do well. So the faster you do your calls, the more detailed you are in your surveys, and the successful completion of your calls basically gets you more calls. So how does it work? You sign up, put your name, email, whatever information is asked for. You may be redirected to a third-party offer. Now, this third-party offer is completely optional, but it is a way for you to make some extra money if you need it, and it's instant and free. All right, go to your email and confirm your subscription. You're going to see an email that's going to say, hey, confirm your subscription. You're going to want to open that email and click that link. Once you click that link, within minutes up to an hour, you will get an email, and the subject of that email is going to be your first name, pending payment. Those are your test calls. Now, in that email is going to be 3 test calls. You have to successfully complete 2. Now, let's say, for instance, you don't see that email. But 4 days after your sign up, you will get an email subject, have you been paid? Which will basically give you some instructions on what to do if you've missed your test call, if you've done your test call but haven't been paid, or if you've been paid and you haven't signed up for qualified calls. If all else fails and you haven't gotten your email and you're ready to get started, all you have to do is go to EliteGlobalOptions/test calls, and the test calls can be found there. Now, if your agent is not a top 10, send surveys through the site, which is EliteGlobalOptions.com/surveys. If your agent is a top 10, then you're going to want to send those directly to their email. And it's going to be their first name at EliteGlobalOptions.com. That's going to be their email. Test calls are about debt relief. Different types of debt relief, but debt relief. So it's really hard for us to give you new test calls. There's a reason those test calls are set in place. So if you don't have debt relief, maybe your husband does, and you can do the call that way. If not, I really do apologize, but there's really no other way. Payments. Now, this is a question that we get a lot, so I really want to explain it to you guys, and I really want you guys to understand it before you even get started, or whenever you're watching this video. I want you to understand it. Test call payments take up to 40 hours to be paid out, and are only paid through PayPal or check. If it has been over 48 hours, business days, please send the name of your campaigns, the dates completed, and the name of your referral to either your referral or to support. But again, I would suggest you send that directly to your referral agent because it takes the office 7 to 10 business days to even check your emails. So that's why your referral agent is always going to be your first point of contact. Now, we do try to pay out same day for test calls, but depending on how many people that day have done test calls, it does take a while for us to get to everybody. Qualified calls are paid out weekly. If it's your first week doing qualified calls, then it's 1 week in the hole. Now, I want to give you an example. If you did a call, let's say June 27th, and the pay period ends June 30th. I'm sorry, that's a mistype. June 30th. And that pay period is being paid out on July the 8th, and you won't be paid to July 15th. And then every Wednesday after that for the previous week's work, The reason being is the company needs extra time to verify the success of your calls for beginners, just to make sure that retraining isn't required. Now, some other links that you may want to know are EliteGlobalOptions.com/payments and EliteGlobalOptions/missing payments. Now, if you feel like, okay, I am up for payment, then you definitely want to go to EliteGlobalOptions/missing payments. Or if you need more information about how the payment system works, please go to EliteGlobalOptions/payments. And again, talk to your referral agent. They are always going to be your first point of contact. Now, passing calls in general is very important, because we don't work like most companies you may be aware of. You have to successfully complete the call in order to be paid. So these are some things to be aware of. Please be sure you are honest on your calls. Please be sure you're calling from your actual number. Please be sure you're giving details in your summary. Now, just to give you a little bit more about what details I mean, tell me the names, tell me some questions asked, some questions that you asked, some answers given by the agent, some answers given by you. Walk me through the call. You don't have to give me 3 and 4 paragraphs, but I need to feel like I was on the call. Please be accurate on your surveys. Screenshot. Now, this is very important, and it does help you out. It's not required, but it does help you out. Now, when you send a screenshot in, make sure you're giving the call details. Basically, the part that shows that it was an incoming call and the call length. Now, for contacting us about maybe a payment or something, failed calls. Now, if you're wondering, okay, I failed a call, but I don't understand why. Well, these are some things to consider. Maybe the time. Hold times do not count. False information given on the survey or the call. Surveys incomplete or summary lacking detail. Calling from an app. Let me tell you guys how it basically works. We compare the information that you give us on the surveys to our back office. For every number that we give you guys, we have a back area that basically shows us where the call was made from, the time the call started, the time the call ended, the length of the call, what numbers were pressed, and even more extensively, we can actually see what number you called from and the recording of the call. So please make sure you are accurate in your surveys. And that's why sometimes it takes us a longer time to maybe verify your calls. Qualified calls. Now, we do not promise what you make. We do not promise how many calls you will get. We do try to send out at least 2 to 4 calls per email. This is a as needed based company. You will get calls as we get them. So please, please, please be patient. What we can promise you that if you complete your call successfully, you will be paid. Alright, you guys, I really hope this video proved to be informative to you. I hope you plenty of success with this company. The only way to continually make money with us outside of the calls is to also refer others. So if that's something you're interested in, please go to our website, www.EliteGlobalOptions.com/refer. Alright, you guys, let's make this money.